Hi Pre-Calc. I hope you're having fun with graphing your trig functions 4, 5, and 4, 6. We're now going to move to 4, 7, which is inverse trig functions. So let me just go back over some basics before we start this. If you remember, in the very beginning of the semester, we talked about different ways that you can combine a domain and a range. So the first case we talked about was a relation, right? And a relation, we said, was there's no rules to how the domain and range are paired. Right? There's no rules to how the domain and range are paired. And then a level up from that, we talked about a function. And the definition of a function was that each x goes to exactly 1y. And if you remember, that would mean it has to pass the vertical line test. And do you remember what the level above that, the more in sophistication, that would then be a 1-to-1 function. And so that has to have the rule of the previous layer plus an additional rule, right? So this is like level 1, this is like level 2, this is like level 3. We're going up in sophistication. So the first level has no rules, the next level has 1 rule, the third level is going to have 2 rules. So it has the previous rule, each x goes to exactly 1y, and again it passes the vertical line test, and hopefully you remember this, and each y goes to exactly 1x, which means it has to pass the horizontal line test, right? So it has to pass both the vertical and the horizontal line test to be 1-to-1. And the reason why I'm reviewing this is, if you recall, the only type of function that has an inverse is a 1-to-1 function. So that's a really specific type of function. Okay, so that third case is the only type that is a 1-to-1 function. And like we just said, that has to pass both the vertical and the horizontal line test. So that's a pretty special type of function. So in the next videos, I'm going to get into that in more detail. But I wanted to start with this basic premise. You have to keep this in mind as I start to show you the trig, the inverse trig. Okay, catch you again in another video. Bye-bye.